Peacock pose. Okay, so this is a fairly advanced pose. Sometimes you may need a block for this if you're teaching, or even if you're learning it, and this helps keep the hands apart, but we'll use that in a moment. So you're really having to use all of the forearm here to drive in, and so I would start with my hands down like this. So the important thing is I don't let my shoulders creep up like this. I want them back, so I'm really pushing in to my forearms. I'm drawing the shoulders back and I'm really pushing into the forearms. Okay, so the head would be slightly lifted. So this is the strength that you need to get to bring in these intercostal muscles. So draw the shoulders back, spread the fingers out nice and wide, because these will help you balance. You might find bringing your hands together like this at first, or popping a block between your hands like this. So what that does is it stops the hands doing this as you come up. Sometimes this can feel a little bit more secure, so if you're starting, maybe just let your hands come in a little bit, but push into the shoulders. And what you need to make sure is when you go forward, you don't let the elbows come out like this and you sink forward. You really need to think about that, pushing into the forearms. So I'll teach you a little trick here that I know that will help make this more stable. So if you're on your forearms like this, you can feel how that, when you're on this muscle, the arm can move on the muscle. So if you lift up onto the elbows, roll the palms open like this, and then bring the hands down to the floor, and then roll the hands over, you see how you've moved the muscle to the inside of the arm. So instead of being on top of the muscle and the arm being like this, I can lift up, bring the hands down and roll them over, and now I feel much more secure. Special trick. Okay, so the hands are down, shoulders are back, and pushing into the forearms. I'm going to inhale, lift up into dolphin pose. So I want to keep the head lifted, looking forward, and then I'm going to step my left foot forward, and I'm going to inhale, and on the inhale I want to try and straighten the right leg and bring the left leg up to join. So I'd exhale down and inhale up. So keeping the head lifted, zip the toes together, push into the forearms, keep the chin lifted, and then one foot down at a time, and have a little child pose. Okay, so that's quite an advanced way of getting into it, because the head is up off the floor. So when I was learning how to do it, I would start by doing a headstand against a wall. So I would do a headstand by taking hold of the elbows, linking the fingers. So I would do the caged headstand, and then I would bring the crown of the head down to the floor like this. So again, I'm pushing into the forearm, shoulders are back. I would lift up and come in to my headstand. Bear in mind I was against the wall, and then see if you can open the hands down, and then as you push in to the hands, see if you can lift the head, and then lift the head forward. So when you've got the stability of the wall, you can start to, this little push of the arms is what enables the head to come off the floor. So initially you can be having to build that strength up, because again, these are muscles that we don't use a lot in our everyday life, so the chances are that they're going to need some building up, which you would do with dolphin and these poses would start to build that strength and awareness up. But while you're beginning, do it against a wall, see if you can open your hands down, and then just push. It's this push from here, like here, that enables my head to come off the floor. Now you don't have to lift your head off the floor like this. It literally has to only lift up this much, and then your head will lift up easy. So it only has to come off the floor a little tiny bit, enough for you to be able to lift your head and look up. But it's one that you're really going to have to practice, and one that if you're going to teach in the class, you might have to spot people as well. So something to bear in mind. But one that's so good, it energizes everything. It's an inversion, the brain gets plumped up, the heart gets plumped up, it detoxes, it makes you feel good, it really energizes the whole top half of the body. So if you can get it, it's great. So there we have it.
Okay. Keep smiling. Woo, yeah. Well, we took